Sometimes you forget about the treasures you have on your own doorstep. And living in London, it's so easy to do that. There's so much to do, so much to see, and the most amazing treasures all over. The British Museum is one such treasure. Hi, I'm Gary Bembridge from Tips for Travellers, the Global Travel Destination podcast. It's been up to at least 15 years since I last went to the British Museum in London, seeing it as the place that a tourist may visit, and there was no need to swing by again. How wrong I was. We decided to have a cultural day out one Sunday, and the British Museum came up as an option. And what a great outing it ended up being. The British Museum was founded right back in 1753 and is located in the centre of London, not far from the bustling Oxford Street and within an easy walking distance of Tottenham Court Tube. Like all museums in the UK, entry is free, although they do encourage a donation of £5 via donation boxes dotted around the entrance and throughout the museum. Now, the museum is housed in a large and very impressive-looking building with long columns, but it's inside it there is a real wow factor. The buildings are dramatic, imposing, and a startling mix of old and new effects. There's a huge glass roof covering what must have been an open courtyard the museum buildings originally faced into. There's a modern central structure, and then as one explores, you keep coming into massive and equally bold and awe-inspiring halls and rooms. The use of glass roofs and skylights makes the whole place bright and modern. One thing that I found really interesting and really impressive, other than the remarkable artifacts and displays, was the mix of people. The museum was jam-packed full the Sunday we went. It was really quite incredible how many people the museum attracts, and it's a credit to the vision of the people behind the museum who've made it such an event in both structure and exhibits that they can pull so many people in. The other thing that struck me was how many young people were actually there, which is also impressive that they've managed to be so interesting and relevant to young people. In fact, the video tour that I made and is posted on YouTube and on the blog, people spontaneously comment about how many young people are in the museum. There are three major attractions that are the real draw for most people and on the real must-do list for most people, and the video tour I did covers this. The Egyptian area, which includes the famous Rosetta Stone and the various busts and statues from ancient Egypt in the area. This is on the ground floor and the first stop for most people. This is a bright and very impressive area. The Elgin marbles, which are the hotly disputed friezes taken from the Parthenon in Athens that the Greeks are hungry to have returned to their origin. This is also on the first floor. The huge chamber, these are housed in dates from the 1930s and is very stunning and very impressive. The third is the mummy section, higher up in the museum, where there are caskets and mummies, and this area is very popular and gets very packed. There are also audio tours that one can hire to guide you through the museum, and there are various immersion and eye-opener talks held in the different halls at different times during the day. Also on the website, they suggest various routes based on how much time you have, and it's great because they have 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, etc. options. Now, dotted around the museum are a couple of eating places, with the most popular, the ones in this very large, very bright, open courtyard when you enter. There are a number of different shops on the ground floor. Some are selling just postcards, and then a series of very inexpensive sort of memorabilia. And then there's one that sells, for example, full-sized resin statues for £10,000 and other very pricey replicas and gifts. I can, as you can tell, and was very impressed by the British Museum and had a really, really good time. It's an amazing day out. It's very busy and has a great feel, and there's so much to do and so much to see. In fact, I took zillions of photographs that I've posted on Flickr, and you can visit my blog at tipsfortravellers.com and search for the British Museum, either in the search bar or by looking down for UK articles, attractions and features section. And of course on YouTube you will also find video tour and the commentary. Remember, to find out more you should also visit my blog at tipsfortravellers.com or sign up for the podcast, Tips for Travellers Global Travel Destination Podcast on iTunes. Again, you can find the link on the blog, or alternatively, if you're an iTunes user, search for either Gary Bembridge or Tips for Travellers. So until next time, happy travels.